Hi guys, and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture we're going to be going over the object panel. So it's going to be a pretty quick lecture, but let's get into it. Now the object panel by default, if you create a new scene, is going to be hidden, and it's the same sort of panel that you're going to find that we went over when we went over the tools panel. So just like the tools panel, it can be hidden and unhidden, and if you go into the upper right hand corner of the 3D viewport and click this little plus icon, you can display the object panel. So I'm going to drag this over and make it a little bigger. Now we went over the keyboard shortcut for the tool panel, which is T, as in travel. There is a keyboard shortcut for the object panel, which is N, as in number. So if I hit N on the keyboard, it will hide and unhide the object panel, as you see here. So the object panel can be used to alter objects or make changes to them in the 3D viewport. As you can see here, I've got a cube selected by right-clicking on it in the 3D viewport, and if you want to follow along, you can come in here and alter these values for the location, rotation, and scale under the transform drop-down, and it will alter your object accordingly. So if I click and drag on this slider, it will alter the location on the x-axis, and I can do the same thing by rotating it or scaling it, just like that. And you're going to find out there's a lot of other useful options in the object panel. Like I said, a lot of these things will be relative to whatever you have selected, so just like anything else in Blender, the selection will change and alter the kinds of options you're going to find within the object panel over here. One thing I will cover is the 3D cursor is this little thing you see right here. That is, it's a circle with the red and white around it, and if you left click in the 3D viewport, you're going to move that 3D cursor around. Well, if you do that, you can also come over here and under the 3D cursor you can modify the location by changing these values here, and so that might be handy because the 3D cursor is something we're going to be using extensively in this course when we get into modifying several objects, building things, and it's going to be something you're going to be using over and over again. So it will be handy to know that you can reset this by zeroing out all those values and putting it right back in the center. Like I said, there are a lot of other options in here, and there's just not time to cover every single thing. But a couple of other options are, if you go to the display tab down here, you can click this toggle quad view, which will kind of give you 4 split views of a 3D viewport, and you can see the top, front, right, and a camera view of your objects. And this is handy when you get into modeling and moving things around in the scene, because you're going to be able to see them from multiple views at once. So if you toggle the quad view, you can jump into the 4 split sections here. If you hit the button again, it'll put you back into a regular 3D viewport that you can then modify to your needs. Another useful thing is this background images option. When you bring in reference images to model from or place in the background, you can check this box and then add an image, and it will display an image that you load into the background of the 3D viewport right here. So very useful. Another thing that I'm going to turn on for the remainder of the lessons after we complete this section is the screencast keys, and that's going to turn on this little icon you see right here. So when we start exploring the 3D viewport and we go over how to get around and navigate in here, you can refer to this icon. It's also going to tell you when I hit keyboard shortcut, so it will tell you what that is. And if I forget to mention something or I don't cover it, definitely ask me if you need clarification. But know that you can review the videos, and you're going to see the keyboard commands and the mouse clicks that I make in that little icon down the bottom left hand corner of the screen. So in the next lecture, we're going to cover the last panel, which is the timeline, right down here at the bottom of the screen. I will see you in the next lecture.